Well, hello there everyone, my name's Amy, this is The Penny Woman, and welcome to a reading vlog. I haven't filmed a proper vlog since I got back from the UK. I had so many videos in the bank. Leela, my niece that lives with me, is drinking. She lives with me 5 days a week. Isn't she beautiful? Leila, your timing is shit. Are you done? Thank you. Goodness gracious. Anyway, what I was saying is that we are starting a reading vlog today. You can see from the title, we're reading from non-binary authors today, because I realized that I had 3 non-binary authors on my shelves from 3 separate genres. So I was like, that is the perfect opportunity to do a trans-loving freaking reading vlog. So these are the books that I'm going to be reading. I'm just going to give you a quick overview because then I'll go into them in more depth when I'm actually reading them. So the first one I'm going to pick up is Dear Senthuran by Akwaeke Emezi. This is their, as it says, a Black Spirit memoir. I know that their book Freshwater has a lot of there was some sort of semi-autobiographical aspects in that character, so I'm really interested to see more about this author, like, in themselves, because I love their writing so much and I've read so much of their writing, and I see them on social media and I see so many of their takes on social media that I really agree with, and I just find them to be a fascinating person, so I had to pick up their memoir. Then I'm going to read something that is completely out of my comfort zone, and that is Unkindness of Ghosts by River Solomon. This is a sci-fi. I don't read a lot of sci-fi, and it's set in space. I never ever read anything set in space, but I've heard so many good things about River Solomon's writing that I had to give it a go. When I saw it on that shelf, I was like, that is a sign for you to push yourself to read this. So this is set on it's following a character called Asta, who is living on the low deck slums on the HSS Matilda, which is a space vessel that's organized like the antebellum South. So I don't want to read too much more into what this book's about. I'm just going to go into it and really test myself. And I think it's going to be really challenging and really interesting. And then the third one, and oh, by the way, all of these authors are POC. Both of these authors are Black, and this author is Mexican. This is Wild Beauty by Anna Maria McLemore. This is I think it's a fantasy, but it's like a light fantasy, more like magical realism kind of vibes, I think. And it's about a family who, when they fall in love with someone, that love will go missing. And that's all I'm going to find out about it. I'm just going to go into it absolutely blind. I've heard that their writing is wonderful, and this book is so pretty. It's so pretty. So yeah, this is the reading vlog. Let's get into it. Okay, I've got like 70 pages into Dear Senthuran. I will update you on that later, but right now I'm going to the Chinese supermarket with this one. So this is a book, this is a vlog about non-binary authors, so the featured non-binary. Look how excited they are about it.
Sounds gay.
So come with me to buy tofu.
We need a bok choy.
Help me.
The bok choy was also on sale at the Pick and Pay. Oh, sorry.
It's way cheaper.
Okay.
Come put my bok choy in the packet.
What?
Come put my bok choy in the packet.
I've been sneezing on my little hand, man.
I'm gonna wash it. Just one. Thank you.
You mean to tie it?
Yes, please. Just ask at the front. Oh my god, I've been filming.
Hey.
I haven't meant to be filming.
I figured.
I didn't press the button. Oh, I thought I hadn't pressed the button. Oh well. Can I please get 4 pieces of tofu?
How many?
4. I couldn't find
4
any.
pieces of tofu.
Okay, I'm home. I wanted to update you on Dear Senthuran. This writing is so freaking beautiful. Like, their prose is just so... It paints pictures in a way that, like, no other people... And, like, the way... So, like, they're talking about, like, different aspects of their life, like Freshwater being published and going on a tour for Freshwater. They talked about getting top surgery. They talked about getting their hysterectomy. But throughout that, there's also a lot of, like, existential stuff to do with being a banje, to do with their mental health. Trigger warning, there's a lot about suicide ideation and attempts in here, and how fundamentally they were affected by the touring to promote Freshwater and their other books, because it took such a massive toll on them as a person. Just like mentally, it was so taxing. But they write about these incredibly painful moments in such a poignant and visceral way, just with the way that they choose to use their words. It's beautifully done. It's exactly what I expected from them. No notes so far. Appos is going to join us in this reading. So this is from a chapter on page 115 called Non-Existent. And it's addressed to someone called Anne, because each chapter is like, dear a certain person. I too do not want to exist. We are one of deadly accord. I too do not think I belong in their ugly world, their violent world. Keep suffering for what exactly? For more masks that strip the skin off my faces, again and again, day after day, the hungriest of masks. So you want me to die, so I want to die. What do we do now? Will you come and kill me? What if I say please? Alrighty, I have finished Dear Senthuran by Akwaeke Emezi, and it was wonderful. If you're looking for a memoir that's very like narrative, that tells you a lot of detail about the person's life, this is not for you. This is very much an introspective piece about Emezi's experiences in life. We go through like all of the topics that I mentioned before. We go through a lot of mental health stuff. We go through a really heart-wrenching breakup. A lot of internal experiences and battles that they have experienced throughout their life and still to this day experience, as well as things peppered in about awards and wanting fame and the writing of their books and things like that. I thought it was beautifully done, very lyrical writing, absolutely stunning, and I enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, not a very narrative-based memoir. So the next one that I'm going to be picking up is An Unkindness of Ghosts. But before that, I had to go to the doctor because I've had a rash on my legs for 3 days. 3 days. So I'm going to go do that first.
It hurt no differently.
I just want to be chosen by someone. Seriously, dare talk things out with Christian, with Demi, just so Demi can feel better. And Derek and Christian agree that there's no...
Not only do I need to go to the doctor because I've got a horrendous rash on my legs, I just got a call from the people who were supposed to be fixing my laptop to say that it is beyond repair. So, that's fun. So I've got to go pay for them to look at it, try and get my stickers off of it. Fuck me. On my way to the doctor, I also just found out that this one guy that went to my brother's school in Joburg is a right-wing grifter that just got hired by John Steenhuisen. What? To get freaking shots. One in my arm and one in my bum. And I got a script. Going to get the laptop and pay for it. Even though it's dead and gone, I'm so sad. You know what adults, 34-year-old adults do when they pick up their laptop that's dead and they've just had a shot in their arm and it really hurts, and they've had a shot in their bum and it really hurts, and they've got a rash? They get chocolate ice cream. Time to apply my steroid cream. This is the kind of stuff that if you go on it for too long can give you topical steroid withdrawal. So thank goodness it's only used for a very short period of time.
Games to come for all.
The WSL is back! And there's my girl Lucy, playing for Chelsea. Ah! Oh, Myra. Oh, she's so fine. She's so talented and she's so fine. God damn, I'm so excited that the WSL is back. Chelsea won. Yo-Yo scored. Jana Ritting, can't you read? River Solomon's writing is captivating. I realise I've had a bit of a dissociation today, so I'm going to go to sleep. Game number 2 of the weekend, it's the men. They're actually only bloody winning. I'm not used to that. Usually it's the women playing really well and the men playing like absolute dog poop. Dog poop. So yeah, they're actually playing decently. Is corner going to be any good? Good morning. It is a Sunday and it is time for me to go and do a social. I socialized yesterday. Let me put on my little overalls. I'm wearing my short Lucy and Yak overalls for the first time because the weather is playing ball, which is nice. Look. Cute. So I found this thing on this like group on Instagram called the K-Town Silent Book Club, and you basically they host it at different places each like week or so. I think they're doing it almost every week now, and you go there and you basically just read with a bunch of people for an hour, which I thought was so lovely. And like you can meet and mingle like afterwards and everything if you want, but like if I'm feeling the pressure and everything like that, then I can just leave once I'm done. But I thought that's a really good way for me to get out and socialize and be around people, because I'm not a bar and club person. I don't drink, you know, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, like any of that kind of stuff. So trying to find the right type of people that I want to socialize with is hard, and this kind of thing is the perfect way for me to do that. So I'm going to be bringing an Unkindness of Ghost, and I wanted to update you on this. I'm really enjoying this. I'm quite surprised because I'm not great with sci-fi, especially ones that are set in space. But this, like I said in that other clip, River Solomon's writing is really captivating. Like the way they get inside of Asta's mind and like really explore the like runnings of the ship are like really interesting, and they're not so overcomplicated that someone who's not crazy into sci-fi is just getting really fucking confused the whole time. Oh, my feet, ouchie. Let me readjust. There we go. So in this we're following Asta, who is a low deck person. Like there's basically like A to Z decks on this ship, and Asta's mother committed suicide just after she was born, but she left behind a bunch of notebooks that Asta has read through, but didn't realize that actually it's written in a code. So there's like a lot of info about what her mother knew about the way that this ship functioned in her notes, so that her and her friend are going through these notes to try and figure out all of the different knowledge that her mom had stored up. And she's also the assistant to the surgeon on the ship, and she gets a lot of like passes and stuff like that from him because they're friends, and like he really respects her as a colleague. So as she's trying to find out different things and finding out why there's blackouts happening, like in the lower decks it is absolutely freezing cold all the time. This is modeled, I think I said in the beginning of the vlog, around the antebellum South. The people of color live in the lower decks and they do all the field work and stuff. They've got like this baby sun that they call it. It's like a artificially produced sun so that they can have like fields and crops and animals and things like that. And all of those field decks move and rotate in this really complicated way that I didn't quite get my head around, but it was interesting nonetheless. And this is just following Asta trying to find out all of the different things that she can from her mother's journals about the way that the ship is functioning, and just like her general daily life like on this ship. And I'm about halfway through now, and a very important person, the person who basically like is the leader on the ship, has died, and her and the surgeon are looking at the body to try to figure out like what happened to him, and there's obviously going to be like a change in like who's in charge and stuff like that, and like the anticipation of how that's going to affect her and her people. But yeah, I'm really liking this. It's not too scary for me to read. It's very approachable. So if you are not sure about sci-fi and you don't read it a lot, I'd say this is a good one to read, and it doesn't feel too spacey in the point that I'm like completely like zoning out from it. So yeah, I'm really liking Unkindness of Ghost. I knew I would like River Solomon's writing, and they have not disappointed me. There we go. I like this little outfit. I think it's so cute. So yes, let's go to the Silent Book Club.
So they don't have oat milk or almond milk or anything that's not fucking cow's milk for coffee, and it's at a brewery. I don't drink, and I'm pretty sure I just spotted the girl that my abuser dated after me, and I don't know if they're still dating. So now I'm just sitting here shitting myself that he might show up. I checked Facebook. They're fucking married. I don't know what I'm gonna do if he's here. Oh fuck. I didn't see him, but I got triggered. I got a PTSD trigger. I'm so lucky I have my sibling and my family to support me. Because my sibling called me and they were like, Amy, how are you going to enjoy yourself there, thinking that he might be there? And I haven't seen him in like 8 years. So they suggested that I go and get like a nice treat and a coffee and maybe go to the dog park. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I went, I was going to go to our local because I know they have really tasty pastries and they've got good coffee, but then I noticed next door there's a place called Ditto, and it said Ditto X Grumpy and Runt, and Grumpy and Runt is a donut shop that closed, it was run by a lesbian couple. And they had wonderful donuts, and I think business was just a bit difficult, so they ended up closing shop. And it turns out that they're selling their donuts with Ditto. So I went in there and they had a bunch of donuts as an option, and at this place they only use oat milk. So that's a good sign. So yeah, I've got this. It's like lemon and cream and stuff. What is good. So I'm going to eat my lemon meringue donut. I'm going to read because I deserve it. And I know this is like quite a vulnerable thing to put in a vlog, but I want it to be real. I think it's important to show that stuff like this happens. I have not had a PTSD trigger like that from him in a long time. So yeah, let me read my book. If there's one place I always know that I can come in Cape Town that is not my own home, it'll give me peace. It's this place. I was going to either come here or go to another coffee shop, but when my sibling mentioned this, I was like, yeah, the dog park, fuck yeah, that's the place that I need, and I feel so much more peaceful in my soul now. But it's time to go home. I am home and lying down. The Goofs released their first video since Gatorade was born. They knew I needed it. God bless. Hi. I
finished it. So I put on makeup and stuff like that because my crochet sweater because I'm about to film a clip for a bullet journal video, but I thought I'd come in and update you on this since I managed to finish it. The ending was heart-wrenching and intense and fast-paced and kind of unexpected, expected in some ways, completely unexpected in others. There's this character in here, I think I mentioned her friend, Giselle, who is very mentally ill, and she adds like such an element of instability to this. Like Asta's entire existence can be described by the word unstable, or the word instability. It's just so intense. There's no resting on your laurels. There's no finding a place of like permanent peace. There's always going to be something that's going to go against her, which leads to like so much like heart-wrenching and like tension in this book. But it was really well done. River Solomon's writing was absolutely excellent, and I am excited to read other things from them. I definitely want to read The Deep because that sounds absolutely incredible. So I will catch up with you when I pick up Wild Beauties. I realize, oh, my eyelashes look really cute. I realize that a lot of the time with these vlogs, I show you like my morning routine, but I don't show you my evening sort of like wind down routine. So here is a little aesthetic go into the evening with me. Gosh darn it, my tripod is out of battery. I'm resting you on my dead laptop's charging cable. Hello. I wanted to check in with you. I am 123 pages into Wild Beauty and it's so beautiful. Oh my god, let me do this. This is better. This writing is delicious. It's so beautiful. So it's based around the Nomiobedes family, and they always have 5 girls in a generation, and when those girls fall in love with someone, that person will disappear, and they're all named after flowers, and they live in this place called La Pradera, and basically it just used to be like this rocky sunken ravine type of thing, and they were allowed to live there by the people who own the big house, and they basically came in and grew a garden from it, and there's a description of Estrella, our main character, putting her fingers into the dirt and the flowers that bloom out of the ground from just her magic, basically. And they've created this sunken garden with this beautiful pond. There's all these different types of flowers that all of the different family members have grown through their magic. And when Estrella sleeps at night, star flowers grow across her ceiling. And the description of the flowers and their scent and the way that they move and grow and take over spaces is just absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if I can find a sample of something. It distracted her later when she put her hands into the dirt, the current from her palms stirring buds from the earth. It even distracted from the things that distracted her for the rest of time. Her cousins' dahlias and morning glories, which looked so much like they were cut from silk. Her wonder over them never faded. Her grandmother's trees bursting into bloom, so full they looked like whirls of cotton candy. Her mother's shape and shadow as she painted the wooden trellises with roses. It's just gorgeous. I'm really, really liking this a hell of a lot, and I'm absolutely missioning through it. The writing's not very big. And it's only 330 pages. So what we're going to do today is go to the library, because I haven't gone to the library in ages, and even though I have a decent TBR sitting up there, I thought it would be fun to go and visit the library. So that is what we're going to do. So let's go pick some books. I'm at the library. So my strategy, I haven't gone to the middle grade and YA section of this library before. I don't know why. So I want to hit that section. I want to hit the new in section because there's usually good shit in there. And I want to go to the mystery thriller section and get a mystery thriller. So that is the plan. Let's go. Okay, that was successful. Let me give you a rundown of what I got. So the first thing I picked up was House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. I love this cover. Ever since I saw it's shiny. Ever since I saw this cover, I was like really intrigued, but the blurb also sounds really good. It's been on my TBR for ages. So when I saw that, I was like, you're coming home with me. Then I I was looking for My Beautiful Friend by Elizabeth Allende, because I've heard so many mixed reviews, and I swear they had every other book of hers except for My Beautiful Friend. It's probably out. But next to it was a book by Sarah Addison Allen, and I read Garden Spells by her, and I really liked it. Very lyrical, kind of like nice nature writing, and I have to hold it at this angle. So I saw this one called Lost Lake, and it sounded intriguing, so I picked up that one. And then in the mystery thriller section, like I always see a lot of Ruth Rendell's in the secondhand store, and I've read one of hers and I really didn't like it, so I don't know whether to waste my money on trying another one. So I was like, hello, the library. So I picked up A Judgment in Stone because apparently this is a really good one of hers. It's tiny, absolutely tiny, but this is the one online that a lot of people said was good, so I'm gonna give it a go. Nice. Now I'm gonna get some coffee and go do some grocery shopping. Excuse my Saturday appearance. I realized that my clip from yesterday, when I was talking about Wild Beauty, I keep calling it Wild Beauties, it's just Wild Beauty, it didn't tell you much of the plot, which is annoying. Whenever I'm watching a vlog and I'm like, tell me what the book's about, and I didn't tell you. So the Nomi Obede's women, the 5 cousins, have all fallen in love with this girl who lives in La Pradera. Her name is Bay Breyer, and they're all scared that she's going to disappear because all 5 of them love her. So they decide that they want to do something to protect her. So they take things that are important to them, like different objects and stuff like that. Like Estrella chooses one of these little wooden winged horses that she has, and they bury it in the garden as like an offering to the earth, to the garden, to protect Bay. And the next day, they find a boy, a man, in the garden. Like Estrella comes across him, and he's clearly from a different time, and they have a suspicion that he's one of the men that one of their family members in the past fell in love with and disappeared. But he can't remember his name, he can't remember anything about his existence, basically. And they bring him into the fold. And then one of Bay's family members, who's also been sort of like, family members get sent to La Pradera when they've done something wrong. They're kind of like banished there. And he's done something wrong and he's ended up there, and he kind of wants to take control over Bay and the whole estate and things like that. So we're getting into how the family is dealing with that. I am halfway now. I'm really loving it. I don't think I have anything more to say about the writing or anything like that I said, but I wanted to update you a little bit more on the plot. I finished Wild Beauty, but I'm not going to talk to you about that quite yet because as I showed you, my laptop died a sad death, and I managed to get a new one. So the laptop has been posted to me by my other uncle, and it has arrived. So let's go get my laptop. Ah! Oh snap. Hi, I have a parcel that's been delivered here for me. I need to go to Spa as well. It doesn't feel like he's put the laptop charger in here. Okay, it doesn't feel like there's a laptop charger in here. But for the love of God, I hope you remember to put a laptop charger in here. Otherwise, it's going to have to go back to PostNet again. and ship it to me from freaking Pretoria. It is my, aha! It's tiny! It's the tiniest charger in the land! Oh my goodness. Okay, I should have had faith. It is my computer engineer uncle. Oh, she's beautiful. She's in bubble wrap, but she's beautiful. Oh, this is so exciting. Oh my god, it's so thin. Why is there Velcro attached to it? I've been my uncle. Nice and shiny. Does it turn on? Yay! Oh my goodness. Okay. Before I set this up, oh my gosh, Windows 11. I've never had Windows 11. I am going to start putting on my makeup to film my Crafty Reads episode, because I'm going to set this up after I finish filming. So I will update you on Wild Beauty while I'm doing my makeup. Sweater is on because I haven't had the opportunity to, because I filmed the finishing up of that video and I only posted the video like ages after that, so I haven't had the opportunity to wear the sweater in any other videos, and the weather's starting to get warmer, so the opportunities are getting smaller and smaller. So I'm wearing the sweater for my Crafty Reads, and I want to tell you that this is probably the best book I've read this year. I'm so excited. Like, as I'm reading it, I'm like, this is so fucking beautiful. This writing is insane, and I want to read everything this author has ever written, ever. And oh my god, I love magical realism. I don't read a lot of magical realism nowadays. I don't like find that many good recommendations for it, but I love it so much. And this is just magical realism in a book. So let me start putting on my makeup. So the way that the story, I'm not going to do it in there, I'm going to do it in the mirror. The way that the story mapped out the history of the Breyer family, the history of the Nomalbiades family, and the whole history of Fell, the guy that they found in the garden, and how much his history had to do with, like, and affected both of the lives of these families, like literally hundreds of years later, because he was born like hundreds of years ago, or 100 years ago. They don't give you a time frame exactly on how long ago he's been, but they are presuming the whole time that he is one of the men that disappeared because he loved a Nomalbiades woman. And there's just so much more to the story than that. Oh my god. So it links all of these stories together, and Bay is investigating all of these different aspects of her family's history and bringing all of these different threads together. And so the way that the whole story ties up is just masterfully done, like absolutely perfectly handled, and it leaves no stone unturned. Like, I just recently finished reading a thriller that I was reading at the same time. I was reading that on audio while I was doing this reading vlog, and it really didn't finish up. Like, it didn't tie up an end that really needed to be tied up. And I am very much a person who doesn't need every single aspect of a story to be tied up in a nice little bow by the end. But there are certain aspects of certain stories that, if you don't tie them up, just make the story feel unfinished. Oh, an eyelash. They just make the story feel unfinished, and this tied up everything so perfectly. It was so good. And like even like story wise, it tied up those storylines really, really well. But then also relationship wise, like the relationships in the story get tied up so beautifully also. And aesthetically, the way that this is brought together, the writing of it is just tasty. You can smell it. You can smell the flowers. Like I said, the flower imagery in this was absolutely wonderful, and like the whole magic around this family is to do with flowers. And it's just done so freaking well. And this author is a master. They are just so talented. I cannot wait to read more from Anne-Marie McLemore. And yeah, I just loved how this all came together. Like, it was just absolutely perfect. It was perfect. How often can you freaking say that? So this has been a very, very successful reading vlog. 3 non-binary authors from 3 different genres, and I loved all of them. I hate tightlining in my left eye. It's so much worse than doing the right eye. But I liked all of these books, and I found a new favorite. Like, that is all I want in my reading, especially when I'm vlogging it. Like, I'm trying to do this eyeliner and it's not working too well. Let me finish off my makeup and I'll finish off this little clip. Okay, all that's left is the lip. Okay, we're done. Thank you for tuning into this vlog. I had a really good time. I'm going to make this a series where I do 3 authors of blank. So like this was 3 authors from 3 different genres, three non-binary authors from 3 different genres. I'm going to do 3 different authors of this, 3 different authors of that. And I've got 2 more planned already as I was filming this vlog. So if you want to see any more from me, my Instagram, my TikTok are down below, along with my little Kofi link, which is a one-time tip jar if you ever feel like supporting my channel. But other than that, like, comment, subscribe, all of that fun stuff, and I'll check you next time.